Breaking news this morning. Checks are finally landing. The president got it done. $1,400 third stimulus checks landed in mailboxes today, this weekend, and also by direct deposit. Some of the funds were released on Saturday. More of the funds will be released this coming Wednesday. These are the $1,400 third stimulus checks. Those $1,400 third stimulus checks have finally gone out, and I'll have the latest details across the board and when you're getting your $1,400 third stimulus check. Meantime, Wall Street tomorrow reacts to the big jobs numbers. Great jobs numbers came in on Friday, and for the first time, Wall Street will reopen since those jobs numbers came out. Huge numbers for the month of March. And what does this mean about you and your finances, stimulus, and also the economy? I'll have all the breaking details on those big job numbers. Meantime, the push is underway already for those reoccurring monthly stimulus checks. How will they formulate, and why is it so important for the fourth stimulus package bill to get to the Senate as soon as possible? I'll have all the breaking news on this and more. Meantime, what is in the fourth stimulus package and how will it get modified? The fourth stimulus heated up all weekend long, and last week and next week we could see the fourth stimulus package bill. It's a big morning with a lot of details across the corner, and from my home to your home, from Wall Street to Main Street, America excited and ready to expand as Easter is upon us. Happy Easter. The toast is toasted and the butter is buttering. Let's get underway. This is Mornings LALATE. Good morning, everybody, and happy Easter to all of you. We have finally made it to the Easter weekend. You're excited? I am. America is across the board waking up to a big renewed excitement as finally that stimulus has landed. $1,400 third stimulus checks have finally landed. I have all the breaking details this morning. How are you? Happy Easter. $1,400 third stimulus checks went out in a wave on Friday morning from Treasury. That wave finally worked. I have all the details, but first, if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Happy Easter, and I'll be here throughout the day recording for you. I don't want you to miss a single video because, boy, it costs money to miss things, but it's free to subscribe. It's birthday month on this channel, so give the channel a subscribe. Also, like this video. If you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. And members have access to those PDFs about what's happening in the fourth stimulus and those standalone bills before anyone else. The link to become a member is in the top of the chat and also in the pinned comment. If you're in the live chat and you see people with Purple Hawks, they're members. Consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. The breaking news is, of course, that $1,400 third stimulus check. It went out on Friday. Treasury got it done. On Friday morning, the $1,400 third stimulus check went out. And that $1,400 third stimulus check went out in its latest wave. That latest wave was effective because the stimulus check finally landed. We had wave 1, we had wave 2, we had wave 3. But finally, wave 4 went out, and away we went. The great news is that those checks are landed. Those checks are landing for wave 4. What is wave 4? Well, on Friday, the Treasury sent out those stimulus checks, and by the end of Friday, a series of banks had already released the funds. These are the banks that released the funds to viewers of this channel on Friday. They were Green Dot, also Cash App, Chime, Bank Corp, H&R Block, Green Emerald Card, and also the Cash App. Meantime, surprises across the board included new banks indicating release of funds on Friday, like California Bank and Trust, and also Brinks. On Saturday, Treasury updated itself, as this channel had reported it would. And on Saturday, Treasury provided the information to the irs.gov tool, and the tool updated itself. The tool is down Friday night, but on Saturday morning, the tool updated itself, releasing information about pending deposits next Wednesday, April 7th, and mail checks next Friday. April 7th, $1,400 third stimulus checks are landing across the board for big banks like Bank of America and Chase, and also for Direct Express by Comerica. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefit recipients are getting that $1,400 third stimulus check on April 7th. What's important to understand is that that $1,400 third stimulus check is landing better, faster, and quicker than we ever thought. First, veterans were told that they were going to have to wait to mid-April. That's actually not happening. Veterans reported to this channel over the weekend that they have pending deposits for next Friday. They have also gotten deposits along the line, so congratulations to them. Also, what's important to understand is that we now have an April 9th mail check date, so some of you will get the mail check next Friday. And what about those other mail checks? Well, the March 26th check is landing still in mailboxes. It's late. Don't worry, because it's coming. And also, the March 31st week of checks, which is the April 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, those are on time. So that is big, great news. And away we go. Also making news over the weekend, of course, is the anticipation of what Wall Street is going to think tomorrow. When Wall Street opens, they will see the first impact of those big job numbers. Big job numbers were released on Friday. And Wall Street will have its first day of trading since those job numbers came in. What did those Wall Street numbers show? They were through the roof. In the month of March, the number of jobs created in the U.S. economy was 916,000, nearly 1 million jobs. The previous month, only 300,000, but revised up to 500,000. The growth came across the country from a lot of different sectors. Those sectors were the following: 280,000 jobs from hospitality and leisure. 110,000 jobs from construction were revealed in the month of March. Today's labor market emphasizes the strong recovery that's beginning to take shape in the service sector of the economy, wrote Charlie Ripley, Vice President of Portfolio Management, in a statement revealed over the weekend. That statement revealed that really this economy may be booming faster than we had actually anticipated. The numbers showed that not only were there 900,000 new jobs created in the month of March, but concerns that the next month could be much higher. Here's what's important for you to know as you go into Monday. In the month of March, we generated 900,000 new jobs, and there's 8 million jobs missing. But a series of reports released Friday said that there could be 2 million jobs generated in the month of April going forward. With 2 million jobs per month and 8 million jobs missing, the economy could be back to normal in 4 months, which is now questions and concerns as Wall Street reopens tomorrow. Wall Street has embedded a series of factors it's considering currently as risk. One, a growth of the virus again. Second, more growth of the economy faster than they ever anticipated. And third, inflationary concerns and also higher taxes concerns. Those risks may not be embedded in the markets. So on Monday, watch for this channel as we'll watch if the 10-year Treasury note surges upon the big job news, or whether the Treasury note remains relatively calm. Also, if the Treasury note surges, will the markets see a pullback of the stock market? We'll see all those details as well as we go into a Monday morning. Also making news, of course, is that big push for those monthly stimulus checks. What's important to understand is that when the fourth stimulus package is debuted in the next few days, you will not hear monthly stimulus checks in there. Rather, those monthly stimulus checks will be put in by a series of Democrats. This is what's going on. The bill that's being debuted from the President of the United States will not have reoccurring stimulus checks in there. But the bill will have to go by reconciliation. And when the bill goes by reconciliation, it'll go to the Senate. And there, 20 of 50 senators have already vowed to amend it. What does this mean? The last bill went by reconciliation as well. And when the bill lands in the Senate, they do what's called a vote-a-rama. It's for 2 days. They propose amendments. But 21 of 50 Democrats have already told the president, not one, but 3 times, that if you don't put the monthly stimulus checks in there, we're going to put them in there when we do the vote-a-rama. We will amend the bill. And when they do that amendment, it will get finalized. It will get finished. It will go to the final line, and it will get passed, because these are centralist Democrats led by Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. How much money are we talking about for these reoccurring stimulus checks? Let's do the numbers. If it was $2,000 a month and they got the bill in the month of June, then we would be looking at $12,000 between June and December. If it's $1,400 a month and they got the bill out the door by June, then that would be $8,400 between June and the month of December. What we do know is the following. 1, they want the checks monthly. 2, they want the checks to be paid the same way the current checks are paid. So if you make less than $75,000, you get this. If you're on SSI and SSDI, Social Security, and rural benefits, you get this. The same amount check for adult dependents, same amount check for the minor dependents. These are the provisions they want to keep intact and unchanged. The only thing they've not said is how many months, when this would start, when it would end, and also the amount of the monthly check. The amount of the monthly check, insiders believe, will be between $1,400 and $2,000. And then insiders also believe that the bill will get finalized and that the checks will go to the end of this year. Here's what you need to know. It's important to understand that the jobs numbers that were revealed on Friday had to deal with a current circumstance, but that circumstance may be improving faster than we ever saw before. Here's the math. Wall Street has 8 million jobs missing. The Wall Street number has been there for a while. And the White House, the press, the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, the head of the Federal Reserve Jerome Powell, and myself have all said stimulus will continue until all those 8 million jobs are restored. Okay, that's very simple, 8 million jobs. How many months does it take to restore 8 million jobs? Well, the number released on Friday showed 900,000 jobs created in 1 month. That's 1 million jobs created in 1 month. 1 million jobs a month when there's 8 missing is 8 months. So far, so good. It means that the economy will continue to get stimulus from both the Federal Reserve and the president until at least December. That's 8 months out. Here's the catch. A series of reports on Friday said, oh, but this is the number from the month of March. Wait till you see the number of jobs created in the month of April. That could be upwards of 2 million jobs created in the month of April. If that's true, 2 million jobs generated per month when there's 8 million missing is 4 months of until the jobs are fully restored. 4 months is around August. That's why you want this bill in the Senate as soon as possible. You want this bill in the Senate as soon as possible because if you look at the bill, if you get this bill in the Senate in September, by then the jobs could be fully restored. It's important to understand that this bill needs to land in the Senate as soon as possible. The president spoke about these jobs numbers over the weekend and late last week. Let's listen in to what the president had to say when addressing these incredible job numbers and his thought about them. Let's listen to what he had to say.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Well, good morning. This morning we've learned that our economy created 900,000 jobs in March. It means the first 2 months of our administration has seen more new jobs created than the first 2 months in any administration in history. But we still have a long way to go to get our economy back on track after the worst economic and job crisis in nearly a century. But my message to the American people is this: help is here. Opportunity is coming. And at long last, there's hope for so many families. Credit for this progress belongs not to me, but to the American people. Hard-working women and men who have struggled through this pandemic, never given up, and are determined to get the country back on track, as well as their families. But I think it's also a reflection of 2 things we're doing here. First, the new economic strategy we've launched, one focused on building from the bottom up and the middle out, and one that puts government on the side of working people, and that rewards work, not wealth. When we invest in the American people, it's not just those at the top that make our economy grow. They're the ones that make it grow, ordinary Americans. We saw the economy gain traction in March, as the American Rescue Plan moved and got passed, bringing new hope to our country. And we're going to continue to implement that law in the weeks ahead.
In the weeks ahead, actually in the days ahead, you will see the fourth stimulus package bill debut. And when it's debuted, what will it have in it, how will it get modified, and how will that modification impact you and those monthly stimulus checks? I have all that big breaking news across the board. I'll also have more about that $1,400 third stimulus check landing next week and how you can do a trick with the IRS tool to find where that stimulus check is and when it's landing. Of all these details and more, but first, here's a little bit about today's programming schedule and the community page. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
And we're back on. And how are you? It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE. Happy Easter. Hope if you celebrate Easter, hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. It is warm here in Los Angeles. Big hug to the UCLA Bruins for putting in a valiant effort last night in the Final Four. If you tuned into that show, that was airing while Evenings LA was underway. So thank you for the Bruins for doing an incredible job throughout these NC2A tournament. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because, boy, the next few weeks are going to be big ones. And in a second, I'm going to go over the big money in the third stimulus package. That's going to go live in the next few days. That's in this video. It's coming up in just a second, so stay with me. A lot of money coming up in this video. Also, I'll be going over that trick tool for the IRS tool that could be the solution you've been looking for. And then I'll be cutting back more to those reoccurring monthly stimulus checks and how quickly those could be happening. Boy, what a day it is as those stimulus checks, those $1,400 third stimulus checks are landing. And it is really great news for millions of Americans who have been wanting those stimulus checks for some time. What you need to know is really the big issue at hand, which is the following. Those checks, those $1,400 third stimulus checks are landing. And when are they landing? Well, let's go over the details. If you've gone to the IRS tool and have gotten a result, you know that the available deposits are Wednesday, April 7th. That is for Direct Express by Comerica and all the big banks like Chase and Bank of America. If you've gone to the IRS tool and you don't have a result, you just need to watch that bank account on Wednesday. Moreover, here's a trick revealed by viewer Margie. If you go to the IRS tool and it doesn't recognize you and has no information about you, make sure, first of all, you've not tried the tool too many times in a given day because it'll lock you out. You can always try a different internet browser. But type in your address in all caps. Yes. The tool updated itself on Saturday. And if it doesn't recognize you, the trick is to type in your street address in all caps. And apparently that works. Those March 26 checks, they're late. They're coming in just a few days. Viewers still continue to get them. Those April 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th checks, they're coming also as well. They're coming on time. And finally, those April 9th checks are coming next week. Meantime, what are the other items of the third stimulus package that are about to land? Let me go over all that detail and that deliciousness right now. There's a lot of other checks, quote unquote checks, that are landing under third stimulus. And here's what you need to know. First, the rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance, homeowners utilities, and more. That could be landing in the next few days. A series of reports say that the money's finally getting to its place of final destination. Where is that? Your city and state. They will have your money. The federal government will not be administering the rent, utilities, and food and mortgage assistance. It will be done in your city, county, and state, so reach out to all three. Second, also going live in the next few days, potentially, is that massive EIDL provisions. There's several of them. First, the Shuttered Venue Grant is now in preview at sba.gov. Go apply to get the application. Fill out the form to get the preview of the application. Second, the Restaurant Grant is about to go live at sba.gov. And then the EIDL grant of $5,000 if you have less than 10 employees and had a downturn in your business, that's about to go live. The money for the students at college, $1,700, reach out to a financial advisor. That money is likely there already right now. The hazard pay, that goes on your 2020 return, 2021 return. And then the money about the children, all those fix-it things. There's a series of fix-it things that IRS gave us that advisory about just a few days ago. Let me go over that detail right now. IRS said that they know there's several things that need to be fixed under the third stimulus package. One of them was fixed last Friday. The first one that was fixed was the $10,200. If you filed your 2020 tax return and paid taxes on your unemployment from 2020, then they're going to send you an automatic refund check in the month of May. Your first $10,200 of unemployment benefits in 2020 is tax-free if you made less than $150,000. If you've not filed your 2020 personal tax return and you did not take out for unemployment when you got it weekly each week in 2020, then you can go ahead and file that 2020 tax return. But remember, the first $10,200 is not taxable. But if you've not filed your 2020 tax return and did take out for unemployment when you were getting it weekly in last year, wait for IRS's advisory for how you to fix that next few days. Also at issue hitting is the money for the children. That money for that children, $3,600 and $3,000, could be landing in the month of July. Remember, if you have a child 5 to newborn, they're getting $3,600, $300 a month starting the month of July. And if you have a child that is 17 to 6, they're getting $250 a month starting the month of July for 12 months. Now, the president, ironically, wants to make this a lifetime benefit and has told members of its cabinet to pursue considering making this an 18-year benefit so that a child from newborn to 18 will get $300 a month every month for 18 years. That would be $65,000. Why does that number seem out of touch? Well, it's great news when we consider the issue of reoccurring monthly stimulus checks. When we talk about monthly reoccurring stimulus checks, we say, well, it's a lot of money. It's not a lot of money when you consider how much other money the president wants to spend. Those reoccurring monthly stimulus checks will not be debuted in the next few days when the president debuts his bill because it won't be in the bill. Rather, what the president will do is he will send the bill off to the Senate and then they will modify it. One of the issues that Wall Street is trying to look at as it goes into the new day and new week is whether there's going to be a resurgence of the virus. And it's deeply concerned because this is one of the items not embedded into the risks of the markets currently. Let's listen to Dr. Walensky, who last week confused viewers. She first said she's deeply worried about what's going on and in tears, and the next day she wasn't worried at all. This was her last message to end of the week.
A mask and physical distancing in order to slow the spread of COVID-19 and to see the end of this pandemic. This is a pivotal moment for our country. As I said before, we are taking unprecedented actions to vaccinate the public as quickly as possible, and millions are being vaccinated each and every day. We are better equipped than ever before to take on these serious challenges, but we must remain vigilant. Finally, I want to briefly follow up on a question I received on Wednesday from Sikan Akpan at New York Public Radio about the B1526 variant and its classification as a variant of interest rather than a variant of concern. I want to be clear that listing a variant as one of interest rather than a variant of concern does not mean we are not prioritizing the variant or that the variant is not important for us to carefully follow.
Here's the issue that Dr. Walensky admits. CDC does not have enough information currently to determine how strong these variants are in this economy. And as Wall Street looks at the new week, it's concerned about a series of factors. Those factors are items it does not have risk currently embedded in the market. The market is currently not embedding risk about a resurgence of the virus. But in 20 states now, there's 5,000 new cases of COVID per day. There's a rise in 20 states. In California, they're not particularly clear why California numbers are dropping so quickly. In California currently, the numbers are dropping significantly, so that in LA County tomorrow, bars will open for the first time in over a year, as in LA County goes into the orange tier. As the rest of the country is dealing with surging virus numbers, California continues to drop for reasons viewers don't particularly know, nor do residents. But what's interesting as we go into the new day is the push for forced stimulus. That push for forced stimulus is hitting, and the push for forced stimulus will take its form starting tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, we're going to see the push for the monthly stimulus checks, and that monthly stimulus checks push will come as the forced stimulus package is debuted. The President of the United States addressed the questions of forced stimulus during a briefing late last week. And what's important to understand is that the President has rolled out a series of items to the American people in the last few days. One of them was the extension of the PPP program. Second was the extension of the CDC eviction moratorium, and also new other executive orders. But the question is whether the executive order that many of Americans are wondering about, the $50,000 student loan debt, will actually get done before stimulus. Let's listen to what the President had to say late last week.
Bipartisan way at a modern record speed to get the cabinet confirmed. It's hard to believe, but we're among the quickest formed of all cabinet members being put in place. We have a lot to discuss, but while the press is here, I want to make one announcement. Yesterday in Pittsburgh, I laid out my vision for rebuilding America and with the Americans Jobs program. And while most of the cabinet will have a role in helping shape and press the jobs plan, today I'm announcing that I'm asking 5 cabinet members to take special responsibility to explain the plan to the American public. Working with my team here in the White House, these cabinet members will represent me in dealing with Congress, engage the public in selling the plan, and help work out the details as we refine it and move forward. These 5 members will be Pete Buttigieg, Jennifer Granholm, Marcia Fudge, Marty Walsh, and Gina Raimondo. And I think I want to thank them in advance for the role they're going to play with this added assignment I'm asking them to take on.
What's interesting is on Friday, out of nowhere, the President finally gave in and decided to consider an executive order to forgive $50,000 of student loan debt. The President has finally agreed to have his Education Secretary prepare a memo in the next 2 weeks that would determine the legal validity to forgive $50,000 of student loan debt. This would be by executive order. This would be in advance of forced stimulus. What you're going to see over the next few weeks is this channel is going to be detailing a lot of standalone stimulus bills going by bill or going by executive order. The first one on tap, of course, is that student loan forgiveness, no less than 2 weeks away. But meantime, for now, third stimulus, the other items hitting for third stimulus in the next few days are rent, utilities, food, also mortgage assistance, property owners assistance, and then the ramp up to learn about how to get that $10,200 for unemployment refunded if you paid it. EIDL grant, EIDL loan about to go live, targeted restaurant grant, and also the money for other items like the $1,700 for financial aid. What's important to understand is that every viewer of this channel qualifies for this money, whether or not you make money or don't. All the thresholds for rent, utility, food, and internet homeowners is less than $75,000. Let's listen to more about what the president said about his fourth stimulus package on Friday.
That they're spending on American-made goods, American corporations, and American employees. Today, I'm directing every member of the cabinet, I mean this sincerely, everyone, to take a hard look at their agency spending and make sure it follows my Buy American standard, which we set out in January. I'm going to ask you all to report back to me at the next cabinet meeting, and now we've got a lot of business to do and get done. I thank the press for being here, but talk to you all later. Thank you.
Among the numbers the senators from the Democratic Party will have to look at are these. When they consider reoccurring stimulus checks, the important issue is that the bill get to the Senate as soon as possible. If the bill got out the door and got finalized and voted into law in June, and the stimulus checks were monthly to December, at $2,000, this would be $12,000. Yes, this would be $12,000 if you make less than $75,000. This would qualify for all viewers of this channel who have been tracking together with this channel the third stimulus check. This would be the fourth stimulus check. Monthly stimulus checks coming every month from Treasury. If it's $1,400 a month from June to December, it would be $8,400. This is what you need to know. Over the last few days, I've been talking about the push of the purple power. If you don't know what the purple power is, it has taken many forms at different times throughout this channel, but one of its pushes is to get things done out the door. And so take this video and push purple power on social media to get those senators to get the fourth stimulus package bill to the Senate as soon as possible. Here's what you need to know as you start the new morning. The president in the press briefings on Friday, his press secretary and other members of his cabinet said over the next few weeks, he wants to talk to the Republicans about the fourth stimulus package to see if they'll come on point. But on Friday, Mitch McConnell, head of the Republicans in the Senate, and Kevin McCarthy, head of the Republicans in the House, said we're not doing the bill. We're not doing it, and we're going to fight it tooth and nail. So the president has already gotten the message that there's an opposition to his bill. He should take the bill and go right to recon, which he can. He has the right. He has an extra recon left over. Go right to recon right away, reconciliation, and get the bill going out the door. As one viewer said, he can do this in 2 months. What are we talking about, 3 months? He can do it in 2 months. He can do it in 2 months if he does reconciliation starting right away. Push and urge Democratic senators that are yours and others people, viewers, Democratic senators, to get this bill to the Senate as soon as possible. Why? Because of those job numbers. If the U.S. economy has 8 million jobs missing, how quickly will the 8 million jobs be restored? If the analysts from Friday are correct from Wall Street that we could see 2 million jobs added per month in the month of April, then in 4 months we could be back to reemployment. And in 4 months, we could have a real big issue about ever getting stimulus out the door in August. You want this bill in the Senate while the job numbers are still with 8 million jobs missing. You want the stimulus out the door while the job market is still not rebounded. You want this bill in the Senate now, not later. And if it gets into the Senate and out the door finalized by June, we're good. We're good even under the best job numbers. Remember, 2 million is the high end. We're currently at 900,000 jobs a month. 900,000 jobs a month means we would be restored back to normal in December. And with that, let's look back one more time at those numbers, which is important to understand. Sometimes people think that numbers are particularly too large, but when you look at how much the president has told his insiders to spend on children, $300 a month for 18 years, he wants to spend $8,400 a child. Well, when you look at an individual, $8,400 is a steal compared to that number. As you go into the new morning, it's great news across the board. $1,400 third stimulus checks are landing. And if you're just joining me, let me give you the big recap. Those $1,400 third stimulus checks are landing, and the deposit date will be April 7th. It's important to know that those checks are landing. And if you have gone to the IRS tool and it shows no results, don't worry, because the IRS tool can be modified. If you type in all caps your address, it may show those results. $1,400 third stimulus checks for wave 4 are landing. And those $1,400 stimulus checks will be available for withdrawal on Wednesday. That's April 7th. If you're at the smaller banks, which I detailed earlier in this video, like Chime or Cash App or Green Dot, the funds will be available earlier than that. As you go into a big day, as Easter's upon us, I really appreciate all your kind comments, which I saw during the commercial break. As we celebrate Easter or a relaxing Sunday, whatever day it is, together as a family, we're getting to the finish line. I'm so excited for you to finally have gotten that tow truck and tow hitch over the finish line. And away we go, heading into the other items of third stimulus. Remember, third stimulus is first come, first serve. There's a lot of money for third stimulus items for you: rent, utilities, food. What I told viewers on Friday is still the case. This is likely the last run for rent, utilities, and food assistance under stimulus packages. While there'll be other stimulus checks, these items you see in the third stimulus package may not come around again. So you want to get them first come, first serve. They're being served up right now. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and that third stimulus items are about to deliciously be served, and you don't want to miss them when they hit. Once they're hitting, you want to, as a Purple Hawk, hit them and get them as quickly as possible. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I really appreciate all the very kind messages you sent over the weekend, and also in private messages, social media messages, also on the channel. As a family, let's continue to grow. I know you may have been gone, perhaps for Easter weekend. Maybe you took a break. Maybe you spent some time with your family. If you're watching this video taped, watch the other videos taped as well when you come back on. And with that, make sure you subscribe. I don't want you to miss a single penny. And thank you for all the love and support as a family in getting to the finish line. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, and congratulations to the new members who joined yesterday. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay of LA for more.